On day 1, I was created in an experiment as Elemental Yarnaby. I was standing before my father as his latest creation yet.
Welcome to the playcare, Yarnaby. With the help of these elemental yarns, you will be the strongest force this factory has ever seen.
Whoa! Anything to make you proud, Dad. Suddenly, the room shook as everything turned purple all around us. Eyes appeared all throughout the walls as the horrifying automated companion hacked inside.
I am the playcare's strongest force, and with you under my control, I will be even stronger.
He began to unleash his ultimate power onto us. Not only did his grasp take away my elemental yarns, but one of his attacks critically hit my father, killing him. Dad, you'll pay for that.
Silence! You are mine!
He blasted towards me with his mind corruption powers, but I managed to slip away before they could hit.
You can run, but you can't hide!
On day 2, I was being chased through the halls by the companion. I was running faster than him. However, every corner I turned, other mini companions would be waiting for me, cutting me off. Seriously? This guy has eyes everywhere. I turned another corner, only to find a mysterious hole leading into the unknown.
Nowhere to go!
If I stayed put, I was surely not going to make it. So, without any options, I jumped inside. I fell deep below and landed in Playtime's playground. Thank goodness. Suddenly, a shimmer caught my eye. I turned to see in the playhouse was an elemental yarn. Nice! I went inside to get it, but as I did, whispers began to fill the air. Who's there? I turned around as a shadowy figure avoided my gaze. I don't have a good feeling about this.
You shouldn't.
In a matter of seconds, one of the nightmare critters, Baba Chops, dropped down, slicing me back. Yeah!
Ooh, doesn't this look special?
Hey, that's mine!
No, it's mine.
She quickly snagged it and ran out of the jumper house. Oh, no, you don't! On day 3, I trailed after the thief. She was quick on her feet and wouldn't give up.
Just give up already. I want it, so it's mine.
I knew deep down that it belonged to me. And because of this, anger built up within. My vision began to blur as my face split open. I bit at the black sheep, causing her to drop the fire yarn.
Ah!
With the yarn now on the ground, I quickly ran up to collect it. And as I did, I felt fire coursing through my very veins. A flame shot out and trailed through my body. I gained an additional 5 hearts and felt stronger than ever. Hey, these yarns do make me stronger. My celebration was cut short though, as Baba Chops whistled, signaling her other nightmare critters to run in all around me.
This toy is a freak.
Yeah, you just picked a fight with the wrong critters.
They all began to blast at me with gut-wrenching attacks, and within seconds, my vision faded. I woke up and saw that I was inside a playhouse graveyard. I was stuck in a glass cage as the rest of the nightmare critters were watching over me.
Time to teach this little rainbow punk a lesson.
She flipped the switch, activating a conveyor belt, sending me to my doom. On day 4, the conveyor belt was in full throttle, inching me closer to death. I gotta get out of here! Thanks to my feline agility, I began to maneuver past many obstacles that stood in my way, making it further and further from the grinder.
Huh? How's this possible?
I was about to make it to the exit until the entire room began to glitch out, and entering in once again was the companion.
He found us. Run!
Everyone began to run for their lives. However, one by one, most of them were brainwashed under his control.
No, all of my friends.
They all turned towards Baba, ready to claim her next. Oh no, I have to help her. I ran forward and jumped between the two of them.
What are you doing?
They charged in. However, as they did, a strange feeling burned within me. The flame on my body began to burn brighter than ever. My face split open into 2, and this time, I blasted out spews of fire all around, pushing everyone back. Whoa, that won't hold them for long. Come on, We gotta go. With that, the two of us used this opening to run for our lives. On days 5 to 6, Baba Chops and I managed to escape the Nightmare Playhouse and safely made it to the Playcare's main courtyard. However, after entering, it was obvious things weren't normal. The automated companion clearly had full control over everything.
You helped me. Why?
The companion took someone away from me that I cared about too. So I'm gonna find a way to stop him.
You know, he's the strongest toy in the factory, right? It's impossible.
You're right. It is.
Without warning, one of the companion's corrupted toys dropped in the room and ambushed the two of us with his powerful abilities. I used my fire powers to try and fend him off, but he wasn't going down without a fight. He shot out corrupted tentacles from the ground, and it was obvious his power was growing by the second.
The companion has made the playcare the way it needs to be. You will surrender like the useless toys before you.
I braced myself for death until Baba jumped in to slash him back, knocking him into rubble.
My friends weren't useless.
With this opening, I followed up. My instincts kicked in, causing me to let out an elemental burst I never had before. It took down the corrupted toy and transformed the once corrupted room back into its former glory. Whoa, my elements can counteract the companion's abilities? Then I'll just have to find the rest of the elemental yarns to reach my full potential and stop the companion once and for all. Baba was shocked at what I can do and joined my team. However, we didn't have a moment to celebrate though, because within seconds, Catnap's deadly red gas began to fill the room. What the? Red gas? That can't be good. We gotta go. On day 7, Baba Chops and I ran through the hallways as Catnap's red gas chased closely behind us. We turned the nearest corner, but unfortunately, we were cut off.
Oh no, Yarnaby, brace for impact!
The two of us were engulfed in the gas, causing the world around us to change. As everything cleared, I was now in a completely new area with countless pathways to go down. Baba, where are you?
You are all alone.
Oh no. Great. I began to navigate through the endless halls, searching for any way to break out of the hallucination. As I did though, deadly trap after deadly trap began to activate. And even though they weren't real, they still put a dent in my hearts. Ah! This place is a death trap. I turned to the right and spotted a door I hadn't seen before. Once I went inside of it, I was able to find a large room with a rock stage in the middle. And there, imprisoned in a cage, was Catnap? Wait a minute. You're not the one hallucinating me?
No, it's something much worse.
I broke Catnap out of their cage, but as I did, the large Pianosaurus burst in from backstage. On day 8, the large Pianosaurus charged in and knocked both of us back. Yeah!
He's too strong. We need to break free from the hallucination. Follow me.
I followed after Catnap, and as we entered backstage, we found a large machine that was generating Catnap's powers. Hang on! I ran in and used my fire to bite into it, completely destroying it in a single gulp. Because of this, the world warped around the two of us again, and we both found ourselves in the middle of a storage room. Huh, so this is where we actually were.
Whoa, is that yours?
Huh? I turned around and saw there amongst all the boxes was another elemental yarn. As I saw this, Pianosaurus burst into the room, looking angrier than ever. Hold on! I ran forward and collected the earth yarn. Because of this, it began to stitch itself onto my body, causing me to gain 5 hearts. Yarn grew through my entire body, making me feel stronger than ever. Pianosaurus charged in to take us down, but with my new powers, I was able to control the world around me, which hurt him immensely. Because of this, it didn't stand a chance. Yeah, run away! I looked around and saw that Baba Chops was still nowhere to be found. Man, I hope she's okay.
Thank you so much for the help. That horrible dinosaur was draining me of my powers. If it weren't for you, I'd be gone.
Of course. I quickly caught up Catnap on my mission to take down the companion, and he had an idea.
Follow me.
On days 9 to 10, I went with Catnap as they brought me over to a large cave on the outskirts of the factory.
This place is just outside the reach of the companion. He won't be able to corrupt us here.
Well then, sounds like the perfect place to hide out. With that, we built ourselves some nice homes in the center of the cave. I built a nice yarn ball home and saw that Catnap had built themselves a house with a red smoke machine attached to it. Sweet. You're not planning to use that on me again, right?
No, we're a team now.
Good. Speaking of, I started to head back into the factory halls, looking for any sign of where Baba might be. Man, Baba, where are you? Just then, I started to hear a strange clinging sound from down the hall. Huh? I crept closer to it, only to find myself in a room with a large sewer pipe. Ugh, this place reeks. As I stepped closer to the pipe, the sound suddenly stopped. Hello? Who's in there? Suddenly, a small bunny toy dropped down behind me and slammed his cymbals together. Yeah! It knocked me back, causing me to fall down into the sewer pipe. On days 11 to 12, I fell deep down, and as I landed, I saw that I'd fallen right into the sewage system. Oh, come on! When I get my hands on that bunny, I'm gonna wipe that smile right off its face. I began to move through the water, looking for a way out, when I came across a cross section of the sewage, and at the top of the tall trash pile in the center was the water elemental yarn. Well, would you look at that? I looked around the water and saw that more piles of junk pushed up out of it. So I began to use them, leaping between the piles to slowly make my way to the top. All right, almost there. Finally, I was able to make the last jump to the yarn when suddenly a strange plant toy leapt up and grabbed it. Hey, what are you?
I'm sorry, okay? But I need this to escape from that thing.
From what? Before they could answer me though, the piles of junk began to shake as they were suddenly destroyed beneath us. Ah! What the heck? What was that? I looked over and saw that rising out of the water was another toy, but he was totally corrupted by the companion. On days 13 to 14, the corrupted toy began to rush towards me as I instinctively tried to attack back with my elements. What? My elements aren't purifying him. The toy came in and hit me back with a powerful attack, sending me back against the wall. Ah! I have to get stronger. I looked over and saw that the plant toy had swam to the side and started to run away. Hey, where are you going? I ran after them as the corrupted toy followed close behind.
Don't bring it this way, you idiot! He'll eat me in one bite!
I'm not going anywhere without that yarn. We continued to run, but as I turned to look, the corrupted toy wasn't behind me. Oh, well, I think we lost him.
Really? Why would he?
As he said this, the corrupted toy rushed in from another pipe, attacking the flower head on. Hold on! I used my earth element to block the tunnel and to stop him from attacking.
Phew! Thanks for the save, pal! A little reject toy like me could have never lived an attack from that thing!
Is that why you wanted the yarn? To defeat the toy?
Oh no! I could never! I need it for something else, and because you saved me, I'll show you!
I went with the plant toy as they led me through the sewers to another chamber. Water treatment?
Yep! And that door over there, it won't open until we get the water running again. So how about this? You help me open that sucker up, then I'll gladly hand over your little yarn ball.
All right, deal. On days 15 to 16, the toy walked up to the control panel and placed the water yarn in it. Because of this, I heard a strange noise coming from a nearby hallway.
Yep, just as I expected. Go over there and see what's blocking the water.
On it, I went down to the side hallway and saw that down its length was a large open pipe, completely blocked up with sewage. So gross. I ran up and began to burn away all the junk with my fire, and it quickly started to break down the blockage. Haha! Gotta love elements. But before I could react, the water burst from the other side, carrying me down the pipe. Whoa! I was thrown into the main tub of water as it began to turn the mechanism to raise the door.
Hey, get out of there!
I looked over and saw that the water was pushing deadly blades to power the door, and one was heading right towards me. Oh no! I swam around as fast as I could to try and get out, but the water wasn't high enough yet. The blade caught up to me and slashed into me, dealing massive damage. Ah! What am I gonna do? Just before the blades could slash me again, I was suddenly pulled out. Ah, it was you. Thanks.
Only repaying the favor.
We both looked towards the door and saw they were about to fully open back up to the main levels of the factory. But before we can run to it, a wall burst open as the corrupted toy from before found us.
Playtime!
On days 17 to 18, we tried to make a break for the door, but the creature rushed in and bit into my friend, launching them back. Hey, stay away from her! I began to use all the elements I had against PJ, but it was still too strong. Ah!
You have to use the yarn. It's the only way to stop this thing. I'll hold him off.
Okay. While they began to fight, I rushed up the controls and grabbed the water elemental yarn. Because of this, I began to upgrade. I gained 5 more hearts and now had full mastery over the water element. Yes. I looked over and saw that my friend was quickly losing the fight. So I jumped in and sent out a powerful water blast attack, which finally took out the corrupted toy once and for all. It worked.
But look!
We watched as, without the yarn, the water stopped flowing, causing the exit door to slam shut. Wait, I have an idea. I focused on my new water element and let out another blast right at the blades, causing them to spin again. This allowed the door to open just long enough for me and my friend to make it out, back into the upper levels of the factory. Haha!
No kidding! You were amazing back there! I'm gonna have to stick with you if I have any chance at surviving this place!
Well, turns out I have just the place for you to stay. On days 19 to 21, I brought my new friend back to my safe base. I quickly built them up a nice and clean flower pot house for them to stay in as well.
Ah, there's nothing like fresh soil! Thanks!
Of course. I then was heading over back to my house when I saw a strange note in my room. What's this?
Bring all of your elements to these coordinates, or you will never see your precious black sheep friend again!
Wait, the crazy bunny took Baba. I need to save her now. I followed the coordinates on the letter and found a room in the factory with a lone cage. Baba!
Wait, don't fall for it!
I didn't listen, and as I ran forward, Bunzo Bunny leapt down in front of me, and with another loud clash of his cymbals, I was pushed back.
Stupid toy! I can't believe you actually came! And now we get to play a little game to determine if your friend lives or dies!
Before I could react, the floor below me opened up, causing me to fall into a room full of TVs? What are you doing?
It's just a game, silly. All you have to do is jump on the platform that matches the color on the screen. If you manage not to fall, I'll hand Baba right back to you. But if you fail, I will be taking all of your elemental power.
Guess I don't have a choice, do I? All right, you're on. On days 22 to 26, Bunzo clashed his cymbals together again as the screens around the room started to flash red. I jumped to the red platforms as shortly after, all the other ones disappeared. And I saw if I messed up this game, I was done for. I continued to play along as the game only got faster and faster, and I could barely keep up. Blah! I then looked up at the screens for the next color, but briefly saw something was wrong? What's going on?
Less talking, more jumping!
Just then, all the screens in the room turned black as the companion hacked into them.
I found you!
What the? Hey! We're in the middle of something here!
The companion was angry by his words as the screens let out a burst that corrupted the entire room. Oh no! I then looked over and watched as the room Bunzo was in was about to corrupt him completely.
Help!
Hold on! I quickly jumped up through the glass as I shot out my water element, completely purifying the room. Come on, we gotta get out of here now! On days 27 and 29, Bunzo and I escaped as he brought me back to where he was keeping Baba.
Golly, I didn't know the companion would go this far to take over the factory. I just wanted to have some fun.
It's okay, we're safe for now, but you have to let my friend go. We have to get away from here, quick. Bunzo agreed and released Baba from her cage.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, I need to find all of the other elemental yarn to put a stop to that monster. You can join us if you want.
Ha! I'll do you one better. Follow me.
I left with Bunzo as Baba made her way back to the base. He led me all the way to a massive open chamber, and across the room was the lightning elemental yarn. Sweet! I tried to run up to it, but as I did, a mass of webs suddenly shot out in front of me.
Oh, hello there. Have you two come to steal my precious yarn?
Mommy Longlegs, please, I need that yarn to save the factory.
I see. Well, I plan on leaving this wretched place behind me, but my train won't work without a battery. If you can get me one, then I'll gladly trade you for it.
Deal.
Good. There is one in a nearby obstacle course. Now go before I grow impatient.
I searched around the nearby halls until finding the obstacle course she was talking about. And across all of its electrified traps was a power battery. All right, here goes nothing. On days 30 to 32, I began to run through the course, but as I did, it suddenly began to activate. Like it knew I was here? Balls of lightning began to bounce around the pits, making them extremely deadly. And as I tried to cross them on the thin bars, lightning bolts started to shoot out of nowhere. Yeah! I was knocked off and was about to fall into the deadly pit. However, thanks to my earth element, I was able to save myself just in time. Looking up, I saw that the final obstacle were some high up platforms going around some exposed electrical wires. Wasn't this place made for kids? I quickly started to leap across, trying to time my jumps so I wouldn't be shocked. But as I went, one of the bursts hit me, stunning me in place. Ah! No! No! Suddenly, all of the power in the room was shut off. Huh? I looked towards the finish and saw that a strange doll had pulled the battery off of its pedestal. You saved me?
I sure did. The name's Poppy, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. But first, go get that yarn, and then come meet me in the lobby. You owe me.
All right, see you soon. I returned to the game station and handed over the battery to Mommy Longlegs.
Oh, perfect.
She placed it down inside of her train, causing it to turn back on. Nice. All right, can I get that yarn now?
Change of plans, sweetie.
Without any time to react, the spider toy spun around and covered me in webs. Hey!
I wish I could let you go, but I need protection to make sure I get out of here safe and sound. So you will be coming with me.
On days 33 to 35, I was placed in the back of the train car as we started to barrel down the tracks. No, I can't leave the factory. I have to stop the companion before he destroys everything.
That's not my problem, little one. Just sit tight.
She began to walk towards the front of the train as I heard someone behind me.
Over here!
Bunzo, how did you?
I knew this lady couldn't be trusted. Now hold on, I'll get you right out.
Bunzo came up and used his rabbit teeth to bite right through the webs, freeing me. Good job. Let's get out of here. We made a break for the window when it was suddenly covered in webs.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, we were just going to get a better view of the window. She became furious and started to charge down the train car towards us. I rushed in and began to use all my elements to hold off Mommy Longlegs. Her massive spidery arms, though, were hard to dodge, but I knew I had to fight to save the factory. She tried to web me up again, but I bit into her, knocking her back. And there, in the front of the car, was the lightning yarn. Ow! I'll be taking this. She tried to stop me, but I was too fast and grabbed it. Because of this, I began to upgrade. I gained 5 more hearts and had a powerful electric pulse I could shoot out through my yarn main. Haha!
You little brat! You destroyed my train!
Oops. Well, this is our stop. I ran over as Bunzo and I leapt off of the train just as it sped away.
Well, at last she'll get out like she wanted.
Oh, about that. We should just go. On days 36 to 39, Bunzo and I made our way safely back to my base, where I saw that Baba Chops had made it as well.
Oh, thank goodness you two are all right. What happened?
Don't worry about it. Let's just focus on stopping the companion. From there, I helped Bunzo build up a perfect musical home for him to live in.
Thanks for a place to stay.
Of course, always willing to add more toys to the team. That reminds me, Poppy. I quickly set back out into the factory and headed towards the lobby where Poppy was waiting.
There you are. Okay, listen. I want to take down the companion too. If he rules this place, there's no telling what he'll do to all of us toys here.
All right, so what's your plan? Poppy led me over to another room where I could see a massive freezer with deadly traps. And deep inside of it was the ice elemental yarn. No way. Well, what are we waiting for?
Wait!
Poppy pushed me behind some cover as we watched a large human in a strange suit walking out of the freezer. He turned around and locked the doors behind him with a key. Hey! But she was too late. The player looked over towards us, where we were hiding.
Who's there?
He began to step closer, but suddenly, he was distracted by another toy.
Ugh, another defect. Ugh. Only 1,000 more of you to go.
What is his deal?
I don't know, but we need to get those keys from him to get that elemental yarn. Those walks are indestructible.
Huh, all right. I think I have an idea. On days 40 to 44, Poppy and I headed to a nearby storage room full of shells and plenty of places to hide. All right, you remember the plan?
Yep, here I go.
Poppy ran off into the hallway as I could hear her voice echo down the hall.
La, 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 la. Oh, hello, sir. Do you want to play?
What the? Get back here, you!
She came running into the room and jumped into a nearby box. The player then rushed in as well, ready to take her down as I began to sneak around the room.
Hey, where do you go? Huh? Who's there?
The player shot out one of his suit's arms, destroying a pile of boxes.
I've been waiting for a real challenge. Come and get me!
As the player turned around once more, I shot out my lightning element, shocking him through the shelves and stunning him. With this opening, I bit into the bottom of the shelf, causing it to collapse right on top of him. Ha ha!
Did you do it?
Yep. Now, let's grab those keys. But unfortunately, as we went to approach, the player erupted out of the rubble.
I won't go down so easily!
Poppy and I tried to rush in to take him down. But as we got close, the player hit the ground under our feet, causing us to fall below. On days 45 to 47, Poppy and I fell, but thankfully landed in some trash. No, that was our only chance to grab the keys.
You mean these?
Whoa, never underestimate a toy. We started to walk towards the exit to the room when I felt something click beneath my feet. Uh-oh. With that, the exit to the room slammed shut as the walls slowly moved in. It's gonna crush us. What do we do?
There!
I looked over and saw that around the room were 3 safety levers. Those must shut it off. Hurry! We both ran around, trying to avoid the piles of trash as the walls closed in. We quickly both reached the first 2 and flipped them off. But the last one was all the way across the room.
We're not gonna make it.
Hold on! I used my earth element to create a beam to hold the walls back for as long as I could. I then ran across the room as my beam broke apart from the pressure. However, it gave me just enough time to reach the lever and turn it off as well. With that, the walls returned to normal and the exit door opened back up.
Okay, that was close.
Too close. Come on, let's go use that key. We made our way back to the deep freezer and used the key to open it right up.
My hair will freeze if I go in there.
It's all right. I got this. I sent Poppy back to my base as I headed into the deep freezer alone. On days 48 to 52, I began to cautiously sneak through the deep freezer as I saw clumps of ice all around. Wait, are those figures inside? Maybe this factory isn't what I thought it was. I went deeper in, and as I did, I saw that a large wall of ice separated me from the elemental yarn. Take this! I used my fire element and began to melt the wall down until I could pass through. Yeah! What was that? I turned around and saw that my fire had also caused all of the nearby figures to melt. Oh no! I tried to fight back against the horde, but the more I used my fire element, the more the rest began to thaw out. All right, I can't use fire in here. Got it. I began to use the other elements at my disposal. They were less effective, but because of my strength, I could still take on groups of them at a time. Ha ha! Take that! But as I was running around, a much larger figure crashed down in front of me. Whoa! He slammed into me, knocking me back. Looking over, I saw that there was a machine producing waves of frozen air to keep the freezer cold. I'm freezing up by the second. I need to stop it. On days 53 to 56, I rushed towards the ice machine, but when I got close, I felt a wave of cold air that started to slow me down. Because of this, the large zombie threw up a massive snowball that hit me head on, taking me down to low hearts. The horde of zombies could now easily catch up to me, and I thought I was done for when suddenly I started to hear a familiar sound. Oh no, the side walls burst open as the now corrupted Pianosaurus came charging into the room. No, the companion has taken him over too. The zombies quickly turned their attention onto the new threat, giving me an opening to run to the ice yarn. The moment I went to pick it up, I could feel myself begin to upgrade. I now had 30 hearts and complete mastery over the ice element. Awesome! Some of the zombies took notice and ran in to attack, but I used my new element to take them down easily. Haha! Take that! I looked over just in time to see that the corrupted Pianosaurus took down the main zombie. Hey there, buddy. Remember me? He began to charge at me in an all-out rage. So, with my ice element, I was able to make a wall between us. But he just charged right through it? I barely managed to get out of the way and saw that I was near the ice machine. Let's hope this works. I hit the ice machine with my fire, which caused it to let out a burst of heat, stunning the Pianosaurus. With him stunned in place, I had a chance to escape. On days 57 and 59, I was running for my life down the factory as the Pianosaurus chased after me. What has gotten into you?
Must destroy!
He would destroy everything in his path to get to me. And even with my new powers, I knew it wouldn't end well if he caught me. Unfortunately, I ran into a dead end. Oh no! I had no other choice but to turn into a fight. But as he was running right in towards me, I suddenly had an idea. Here goes nothing! I waited until the last possible moment and blasted the floor with my ice as I dodged out of the way, causing him to slide past me and slam into the furnace in the room. It burst into flames, igniting the large toy, causing it to freak out. I followed up with my water element, hitting him with everything I had until eventually he was completely cured of his corruption.
What happened?
It's okay. You're safe now. But hurry. We should get out of here before... But the companion's massive eye appeared into the room.
You think you can escape me? Oh, you ignorant beast! I control everything!
From the eye shot out a crazy powerful attack that hit the two of us. Yeah! And because of this, I passed out. On days 60 to 63, I awoke to find myself in a strange other dimension. What the?
Finally, I've got you! Soon my power will be too much for you to resist.
Not if I have anything to say about it. I began to run around as I noticed I had been placed in a giant maze. No, wait, Pianosaurus. He must be here too. Maybe if I find him, he can help me get out of here. But as I said this, corrupted tentacles and the companion's minions started to appear all around the maze. They ran in and did everything they could to try and slow me down. Oh, no, you don't. I began to use every element at my disposal, keeping them back and destroying them every chance I could. I ran until finally arriving at the last hall, where I could see across from a large gap was the center of the maze. And there was the Pianosaurus. Hold on, I'm coming! More minions came rushing in behind me. So I quickly used my ice element to make a bridge across the gap. And after I crossed, I used my earth element to erupt the bridge, killing the minions. Yes!
Please, hurry. I can feel him trying to take over again.
Me too. Just keep fighting it. But just then, a large screen in the room turned on to reveal the companion's eye. Stay away from us. I shot out at the screen, completely destroying it. But another one appeared as well. I angrily fired attack after attack, trying to destroy all the screens that would appear. But as I was distracted,
Look out!
huh? The floor around me suddenly exploded as I was caught in a ball of gas. Because of this, I felt myself fall under and was beginning to be corrupted. On days 64 to 68, I was helpless against the companion's corruption. The gas was overwhelming me. No, I can't fall under its control.
No!
In a desperate rage, the Pianosaurus broke out of his cage and dashed over, pushing me out of the smoke. My vision began to blur as I watched him destroy the last of the screens in the maze. I suddenly woke up to find me and the Pianosaurus were back in the furnace room. Whoa, we did it. We escaped.
But this isn't over. The companion is still out there.
I know. Come on, let's get somewhere safe. With that, Pianosaurus joined my team, and we safely made it back to my base. I took the time to help him build up a nice keyboard stage so that he could finally rest.
Thank you. Sorry about before. I see now all us toys need to work together, but what are you gonna do now?
All I need to do is find the last elemental yarn. Then hopefully I can stop the companion once and for all.
Oh yes! The last elemental yarn. I saw it once. It resides in an office. The office of the founder of the entire factory.
Well then, I know exactly where I'm headed next. After getting some directions from Pianosaurus, I headed back out into the factory until finding myself in a strange, void-like chamber. Inside of it were conveyor belts. I guess the factory never stops. But as I said this, I felt the catwalk shake as a powerful blast of void energy struck it from below. Oh no! On days 69 to 73, as the catwalk started to be destroyed behind me, I ran through the chamber as I started to hear a voice ring out.
Yarnaby, I have seen what you are doing. This factory cannot be owned by another tyrant.
I know! That's why I'm trying to stop the companion! But as I said this, more blasts started to come up from the void below, breaking the catwalk in front of me. Yeah! I leapt between them, trying my best to stay ahead of the blasts, when I saw a door nearby. The office. It must be that way. I went towards it when I heard someone crying out. Looking back, I saw that a small ruined toy was stuck on one of the catwalks. It was about to fall into the void. I can do both. I can! I ran from the exit and headed towards the ruined toy. However, as I got close, the catwalk fully gave out from under them, causing him to fall. No! I shot out my ice just in time to make a platform to save him. Thank goodness. With that, I was able to jump down to the critter. Climb on! They did as I said, and hopped on my back. We barely managed to leap from my icy platform as another void blast destroyed it from below. Thankfully, we were finally able to make it through the far door and enter into a creepy office hallway. All right, you stay here. I'll come back for you, I promise. The toy agreed and hid away as I started to make my way to the office. On days 74 to 77, I cautiously crept down the hall. But as I came to the first turn, a tall void toy came out of a door in front of me. Huggy Wuggy? Ha! I've dealt with way stronger toys than you. I blasted at him with my elements, but he seemed to absorb them. Uh-oh. I began to run as Huggy chased after me down the hall. Why can't I find more nice toys in this place? More blasts of void energy were shooting out of nowhere, and ultimately, I found myself in an open room with a pit down into the unknown.
Now, jump!
What? I looked back and saw Huggy was about to catch up to me, and with no other choice, I leapt down into the hole. I looked at my new surroundings and saw that I'd fallen into the founder's office. Across from me on the desk was the final elemental yarn. Yes. However, before I could grab it, the void Huggy Wuggy fell down in front of me. Ah! Don't eat me!
Now, why would I do that?
Huh?
I am President Elliot Ludwig. I have been put into this toy to pay for what I've done. This factory, this entire company was made to give children joy, and I let it turn into a horror house.
It's okay. We can change it. All I need is that yarn.
I know, but for me to finally rest, I need one of my lost possessions. If you retrieve that for me, I'll give you the void yarn.
On days 78 to 80, President Ludwig sent me out to a vertical room with staircases sneaking down to the bottom, and there was the lost void videotape. I quickly descended down to the bottom and was able to pick up the item. However, as I did, I heard a strange clicking sound. What was that? I jumped up just in time as it started to fill up with lava. What the?
This is what you get for betraying me!
I gotta get out of here! I began to run up the stairs as the lava level rose up in the chamber. But then I was suddenly attacked from above as a clump of webs surrounded me, sticking me in place. Yeah! No! The lava was about to catch up to me, so I quickly shot out my water element, turning the top layer into obsidian. Whoa, I should have done that in the first place. Haha!
No! No! No!
I looked up to see Mommy Longlegs appear above me, and as she leapt down, I barely managed to escape her webs. Please, don't do this. If we work together, you can help me make the factory safe again.
No! You ruined my train! I'll never forgive you!
She came in to attack me once again. So, with no other choice, I struck her with my fire element, taking her down for good. I wish it didn't have to end this way. On days 81 to 85, I quickly made my way back to Ludwig's office to return the void tapes to him. Here you go.
Thank you, Yarnaby. You really are the savior of this factory.
With that, the founder allowed me to grab the last elemental yarn. And when I did, I felt all of my elements grow in strength. I now had 35 hearts and had full mastery over all of the elements. Awesome, thanks. Ludwig nodded as his void Huggy Wuggy body faded, finally freeing him from his curse.
Ow! Oh, there you are. Can we, leave this creepy place now?
You read my mind. The ruined critter and I started to head back to my base when we suddenly heard a loud noise of a large machine. What was that? On days 86 to 90, the ruined critter and I headed towards the noise as we saw that it was coming from a large hatch leading deep below the factory. And coming from it was none other than the companion himself.
My army! This entire factory is almost completely under our control. The only thing left is the heart of this place, the playcare. And when we corrupt it, no one and nothing in this world will be able to resist us.
As he said this, the companion sent out a wave of corrupted energy, completely covering the room.
And now, in the case of that annoying Yarnaby, I'm done playing with him. If you find him, spare nothing to make sure he's destroyed. His parts will rot in the bottom of this factory, like mine did.
With that, the companion and his army flooded out of the room, headed towards the center of the factory. He's only growing stronger with each place he takes. We have to stop them before they take over the playcare.
You can't fight them all on your own. You need help.
You're right. Come on. Time for you to meet my team. On days 91 to 94, I quickly made it back to my base and gathered all of my friends together.
What are we going to do? The companion is taking over everything. And before long,
It's all right, Baba. If any group is strong enough to stop him, it's this one. We all have reasons we want to fight. Bunzo, your games. Catnap, your gas. Pianosaurus, your...
I want to bash that little computer's brain in!
But it's a computer. Does it have a brain? Do I have a brain?
Look, this is our chance to save the factory. And as long as we stay together, we'll make the companion pay for what he's done.
Yeah! Let's do it!
With that, everyone went to prepare to fight, as I quickly made a nice playhouse home for the ruined critter I saved. Now, you stay here and stay safe. We'll be back before you know it.
Hey, we're ready!
All right, it's time. On days 95 to 99, I arrived at the large playcare facility and looked around to see the companion and his army had already begun the takeover.
You're too late, Yarnaby! The factory is mine, and all of you pathetic toys will be under my control, starting with you!
He was about to blast down at me with a powerful attack when I shouted out, "Now!" Suddenly, a burst of red smoke covered the companion as all of my friends charged in.
Kill them! Tear them to pieces!
We all began to fight against the companion's minions and corrupting tentacles. Everyone was doing everything they could to take them down, and Pianosaurus let out a loud sonic boom, destroying a ton of them at once. Frustrated by our attack, the companion floated up and faced towards my friends.
I told you, fools! All of you will work for me!
In a crazy blast, he hit all of them with his corrupted power, trying to control them. No! I had to act fast and blasted them all with my elemental abilities, counteracting the corruption. Everyone, get out of here! With that, I was left to face the companion alone.
It really is a shame. We could have done so much together, you and I.
You mean you could have done so much by controlling my every move? Yeah, no thanks. My words angered the companion as he floated up and began to blast towards me. I ran around and tried to fight back, but he had flown up too far, completely avoiding my attacks. I looked over to the center of the area and saw a series of levers. What do those do? I made a break for the control panel, dodging the companion's attacks as I went, and when I turned it on, the artificial clouds in the room began to shift, making a way for me to go up and reach the companion's level. Ha-ha!
No matter how hard you fight, you cannot defeat me.
I began to rush up and jump between the hanging clouds as his barrage of attacks shot down at me. As I got closer, he managed to hit me again, bringing me down to low hearts. Ah!
You are nothing but a toy, a puppet for me to pull the strings on.
I knew he was much stronger than me, but I thought back to my creator, the mentor I lost all of those days ago. No! He made me to be the strongest toy in this factory. I leapt up onto my ice wall and focused all of my power on my new void element, causing a storm of void yarn to rain down on top of the companion.
What? No!
He was sent crashing down to the ground as I finally defeated him. Yes, I did it!